I'm planting a garden for the very first time. I've never done a garden before, but after consulting my mom and the internet, don't judge me, I came up with a plan that's very similar to what we do for deer food plots. At the very end of winter, kill everything off, till everything up, and go from there. So I just set my boundary lines with these flags where I want my garden. It's probably going to be about a 40 by 40 space. So pulling from my days of FFA in high school, the little bit of deer food plots that I've done, I'm pretty confident. How hard could it be? We'll check back in about a week, see how it's going. Like and follow. For my garden, I stated in the last video that I plan on spraying everything off and killing it before I started planting. Then immediately the comments started following through that would basically be summarized with, bless your heart. The main one in particular being, don't spray. Because it just adds chemical to the ground that you're going to be planting, and essentially it hurts the soil. So I took Sherry's advice in particular. Start out small, put a huge tarp on it to kill the grass and weeds. Don't till, just plant. So I got the largest and cheapest tarp I could find off of Amazon. And as far as a starting small thing, go big or go home. So as you can see, the grass is already starting to die around where I sprayed it. But up close, it would still need a good 2 or 3 more sprayings before it would really die out. And I'll be honest, the tarp was a very cheap tarp. And I took the old sledgehammer, then busted up a concrete pad that I've been meaning to get rid of out of the yard. So in case you're wondering why I'm tarping now after I've sprayed, well, it was going to take multiple rounds of spraying. So I've already done the one. That's all I'm going to do. Now I'm going to put the tarp on it. So here we go. First garden, take 2. So we'll check back in about a week. Do you remember parachute day in elementary school in gym class? And the best part of it was whenever you pulled it over your head and everybody was under it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all this was for the grass and weeds for a week and a half. And maybe it's killing just a little bit of the grass, but the tarp's just letting in too much light. So obviously I need something thicker, so I went to Tractor Supply. I think that it's imported because it's called Plastique Transparente, also known as plastic sheeting. This stuff was not exactly cheap, but neither would have been a big tarp. And it also would have been extremely heavy. I'm mainly just frustrated that I'm a week and a half behind on my schedule now. Follow to see how it turns out. Got all the plastic off of these and into compost. And I think this will do the trick. And I know it's kind of hard to see on camera, but there's not much light getting in. And it was also like instantly 100 degrees. But hey, I knew this was going to be a learning curve. And I know the reason why nobody grows their own food anymore, because it is hard. And I haven't even planted my first seed yet. But I also can't wait to see what this looks like in a few months. Today's the day, the wait is over. We're finally breaking ground on my first garden. 4 weeks today, let's see what we got. A lot of fire ants. Gosh dang it. This is gonna be fun. As long as there's no copperheads under here, I can handle a few ants though. This is exactly what I wanted. I'm so happy. There's still just a tiny bit of green left, but we can handle that. But see, this is what's perfect about it. See what happened to all the leaves and the dead grass? It just perfectly mulched into the ground. We didn't have to disrupt the soil. There's no erosion. There's still going to be earthworms and bugs. And this is perfect material for gardening. This ain't even colonies anymore. They done fought a revolutionary war over this space. Next step, I made a bunch of these. Oh gosh. Stay. So next I made a bunch of these stakes from the scrap pile at work. And I'm just going to put them 2 feet apart, put a string on them, and start digging my rows. The bunny goes around the tree and through the hole. So these are all the seeds that I got. I got everything from okra to corn to cabbage to cucumbers for pickles. I got a bunch of stuff that I know that I will eat on my daughter, so nothing goes to waste. The best thing about them, they're almost all heirloom, meaning I can harvest the seeds and everything that I like, I can save and plant for next year. I knew most plants was going to say 18 to 24 inches apart, so all the stakes that I cut was 18 inches. Or 24 inches. So I take a hoe and make a little row, then use a stake to measure out 24 inches of space. Then about that time, somebody's pulling up my driveway. It was my mama coming to cause trouble.
We ain't taping, are we?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That part will be in it. Are we filming? She came to see if I needed any help. I told her not really, but she fed the quail for me, so I appreciate it. I love my mama. Comment if you want to see her in more videos. So far I've planted tomatoes, watermelon, cantaloupe, cucumbers, peppers, and today we'll be planting carrots. Plant 1/2 inch depth and 1 to 2 inches of spacing. Wow, that's close. And they're gonna be packed in there like sardines. Is carrots the plant version of sardines? So as I was contemplating one of the worst jokes I've ever made or heard, I noticed something in the trees. Hey, time out for a minute. I'm pretty sure I just saw a goose land on one of my trees. Do they even do that? What the heck? Where'd he go? There he is. Holy honkers. I didn't even know they could get up in trees. That's crazy. Truly, go outside, you'll see something new every day. It's awesome. Okay, what was I doing? Right, carrots. And so after a few days of doing this, my strategy is upgraded to use these to make the lines because it doesn't work. I can't get it to work how it's intended to work, but it does make some pretty good lines. I'm about to show you the perfect example of why you shouldn't till your garden. I had a worm casualty. Earthworms are key to having good soil. Everywhere they go, they produce tunnels which aerate the ground so oxygen can get to your plant roots. They eat all the dead vegetation and roots and give you fertilizer. So like everything else, they need water and food to live. So tilling the ground up obliterates them in two ways. So when you expose the dirt at all, that just dries it out like crazy, which hurts them. But this is what really wipes them out. This has to be a Worm Chopper 5000. Any worm within 3 or 4 inches of the topsoil is, as the kids say, chopped. Literally. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, but imagine how many I've saved just by doing the way that I have instead of tilling this whole thing up. You'll go a lot farther working with nature than against it. Carrots. I just got a tape measure and I'm just going to do them every 2 inches. This is going to take a long time. It says you go about ½ an inch deep.
1 eternity later.
It took a lot longer than I expected, but the garden is planted. Let's go. And I appreciate everybody that's followed these past few days wanting to see this Georgia boy play in the dirt a little bit. So this is what the final layout is going to be. I've got tomatoes, watermelon, cantaloupe, 2 rows of cucumbers, peppers, beans, carrots, zucchini, lettuce. And you're supposed to put corn in a square instead of rows, so I put 4 rows here. And then on the other side, I put another row of lettuce, kale, and 2 rows of cabbages. And then I finished off with okra and onions. Well, you know, not exactly to scale, but you get the picture. So the seeds are in the ground, but as my dad said, this was the easy part. There's still so much more to do. I'll keep y'all posted. If you have a question, leave it in the comments. Be sure to like and follow.